Hello everyone, Kaoz here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. I have a question for you guys. How fast do you think one can max an old school RuneScape account in gameplay time? This is something I always wondered ever since I maxed my account, and until doing research for this video, I got a pretty accurate answer that I want to share with you guys. But before we look at the calculations, I have a challenge for you. Leave a comment below with your best guess as to how fast one can do this, and at the end you will be able to see how far or how close you got to my estimation, which actually isn't too unreal. Whoever is closest will be contacted in-game and will win a whopping 10,000 GP in the game, so make sure you leave a comment. So as we start the video, just a friendly reminder that if you enjoy this content, you will find more on this channel, so a subscription would be really appreciated. And as is tradition for most of my videos, I have a few disclaimers for you guys which we can actually use as ground rules for this little challenge. Number one, this video is going to be mostly unscripted as I want to have more flexibility with the commentary. Number two, and most important out of all of them, everything you will see in this video is purely theoretical, but actually possible to be done by a human. Although it would be fairly unhealthy for someone to attempt it because of how crazy some of the experience per hour rates are going to be. If you guys are familiar with the speedrunning community, picture this video as a tool-assisted speedrun, but for OSRS, and one that can actually be done by a human. Number three, I'm only going to be taking questing and achievement diaries into account if it affects our experience per hour rates, as some of the training methods are locked behind the quests or achievement diaries. Number four, I'm going to assume that whoever tries this is going to have an unlimited amount of money, as some of the training methods are going to be incredibly expensive. Number five, if you see little question marks in the tables coming up, it means that the experience per hour isn't exactly relevant because we are not going to be spending a ton of time on those levels. And finally, for number six, and possibly the second most important out of all of them, this video is just for fun and not to be taken seriously. So if you leave a comment with something along the lines of, "No, Kaoz, this is wrong, this is faster experience per hour, this is slower, you should do this instead," I'm really just going to ignore it, and I'm only going to have fun with the people in the comments who want to see how fast we can max an old school RuneScape account if we take the human ability to the limit. So without any further ado, let's begin. Alright, I'm aiming to do this in one take, so if you notice any brain farts, any mispronunciations, oh well. We are going to start with the buyable skills, and thanks to Boom Epic Kill on YouTube, who did a 1:99 fletching world record, I believe, of around 1 hour and 38 minutes, well, that actually saved me a lot of calculations and a lot of time. We are going to have an estimate amount of 2 hours for fletching using the highest level of darts, bolts and everything, including the pies, in order to get you to a higher level just for that little boost in order for you to train with a better type of darts. Up next, we are going to have a prayer, and this one is fairly simple. From 1 to 70, you are going to train with dragon bones for 600k experience per hour, and then from 70 to 99, it's going to be superior dragon bones for a more than double XP per hour at 1.3 million, and combined it's going to take you around 11 hours to get that 99 from just a measly level 1. Next, we are going to have cooking. You're going to cook whatever from levels 1 to 30, and that's going to be fairly fast because obviously cooking, especially the early levels, is going to be fairly quick. But next we are going to do the Taibo One-Eye Trio, because that is going to open the way to level 30. We are going to cook Karambwans, and we are going to be using the one-tick Karambwan method, which gives around, with maximum efficiency at a higher level, is going to be able to give you around 900 or 950,000 experience per hour, but in the early levels you are going to burn, just a few more Karambwans, and that is going to give you less experience per hour, but with this calculation it is going to take around 19 hours to get from levels 1 to 99 cooking. Next, we are going to focus on smithing from 1 to 29, the Knight's Sword, and from 29 to 40 we are going to smith whatever armor and weapons we can, at the highest level. Doesn't really matter, but next we are going to take a look at two quests, which is going to be the Giant Dwarf and the Family Crest, in order to go to the Blast Furnace. I know you don't have to complete the Giant Dwarf to do this, but I guess it's more convenient. You could potentially skip on this, but Family Crest is the most important because it's going to give us the Goldsmith Gauntlet, which is going to double our experience for the gold bars. And this is where you are going to stay from levels 40 to 99, taking 37 hours. So altogether it's going to take, around around 40 hours minus that 1 hour of potentially skipping the giant dwarf, but you know, for the calculation's sake, let's just have 40 hours for smithing. Up next, we have construction from 1 to 33. You are going to craft whatever highest furniture you can at whatever experience per hour, and from 33 to 54, we are going to craft oak larders. And next, and finally, we are going to look at mahogany tables for around 900,000 experience per hour, and from 1 to 99, it is going to take a measly 16 hours at the cost of hyper efficiency and not missing a single tick. Up next, we have crafting, and obviously this one is going to be slightly, I guess, lengthier because we are going to focus mostly on gems. First, you are going to do leather items from 1 to 20, and then you are going to do sapphire, emerald, ruby, diamond, dragonstone, and then we are going to focus on armor. First in red dragonhide body, and finally in black dragonhide body, and altogether we are looking at around 33 hours for 99 crafting. Next, I have a buyable here, fire making. I'm not gonna go through every single one, but as you can see, we are going to light the highest possible logs that we can actually get, from normal logs all the way to redwood logs, and I don't actually recommend, you know, obviously getting the experience outfit for the pyromancer, because that would obviously take way longer. It's RNG based, and we are going to do this way quicker, and that is just going to take 30 hours to get 1 to 99 fire making. Finally, we are seeing herb lore right here. I'm not going to mention every single potion again, but as you can see it on screen, the text may be a little tiny. The most important thing to note is that from levels 3 to 76, it's going to take around 4 hours in order for you to go through all of these. And even if this is not like super feasible, like maybe 4, 5, 6 hours, but tick perfect, it could potentially take you 4 hours. And then we are going to do magic potions from 76 to 81, and finally the staple Saradomin brew from 81 to 99, and altogether we are also looking at around 30 hours for 99 herb lore. Next we have fishing, and this is where it gets kind of tiring. We are going to do the fishing contest as well as the sea slug from 1 to get from 1 to 26, and then we are going to do fly fishing from 26 to 58. Next, we are going to focus strictly on barbarian fishing. First, I have from 58 to 80, we are going to look at about 75,000 experience per hour, and finally from 80 to 99, this is one of the slowest and most painful, it is going to be 122 hours, and altogether 155 to get to 99. Now, you may be wondering why I have barbarian fishing and not harpoon fishing, which is actually going to give you more experience per hour, and the answer is actually coming right up, and it's because of agility. You are going to get from levels 1 to 15 before you actually start fishing, and that is going to open the way to barbarian fishing, and it will give you agility experience in 0 time. So it's a very rough estimation that from getting 99 fishing, you are going to get from at least 70 agility, and that is going to open the way for the Sears rooftop course. I am only including the Candor and Hard Diary, approximately 6 hours, and then we are going to do the Sears rooftop from 70 to 92. After that, you are going to focus on the Sins of the Father, and finally from 92 to 99, we are going to do the Hallowed Sepulchre for around 90,000 experience per hour, and that is going to give us a rough estimation of 100 hours for agility. Next is going to be mining, and oh boy, this one is pretty simple, but it's going to take a long time. We are going to mine copper and tin from 1 to 15, iron ore from 15 to 45, and then granite all the way from 45 to 99 as we do 3-tick mining, giving us a total of 147 hours. Next, we are also going to do a painful skill in the form of wood cutting, and we are going to do normal trees from 1 to 15, oak trees from 15 to 35, and finally teak trees all the way to 99, and with a nice 3-ticking method, it is going to give you around 150,000 experience per hour for a total of 88 hours. Next, we do magic, and as you can see, we are going to use some bolting, enchanting, whatever, and then I recommend doing Camelot teleports and then Talialking, which you can also find on my channel, from 45 to 70, after which we are going to do Monkey Madness 2, which is going to give us access to the catacombs of where you kill all of those maniacal monkeys, and we are going to both Ice Burst and Ice Barrage them for around around 24 and 12 hours of training respectively, and it is going to give us a total of around 50 hours. Next, yes, the most painful one, but my favorite, it comes to time to do some rune crafting. Do the mini quest from 1 to 9, earth runes from 9 to 14, fire runes from 14 to 27, and finally we are going to do the lunar diplomacy. Why finally? This is going to give you access to the lunar spellbook for the magic imbue spell, and you are going to do lava runes from 27 all the way to 99 for a total of 187 hours for rune crafting. Kind of painful. Next, we are going to do some thieving. We are going to start with men, move on to baker stalls, fruit stalls, and then we are going to do some blackjacking at the bearded bandits, Polnivnich bandits, and finally menified thugs, all the way to 95. After which we are going to do the RD medium, and then we are going to focus strictly on RD knights. There could potentially be more room for improvement in, I believe, pyramid plunder. I'm not quite sure, but the RD knights is going to give us, you know, I guess a more chill time after all of this incredible time spent skilling for a total of 61 hours. Next, we are going to start doing some combat, and for ranging, I recommend going from 1 to 45, doing some cannoning, because it's basically going to be 0 time whenever you are training melee and, you know, as well as Slayer, which is coming right up. I didn't even include the Dwarf Cannon mini quest, it doesn't really take that long, but after we get 45 and with access to the Monkey Madness 2 caves, we are going to use Grey Chinchompas, Red Chinchompas, and Black Chinchompas whenever you can in order to do the same method as we did the Ice Barraging and Ice Bursting in the caves to get 99 for a total, or I guess an estimation of 26 hours for ranging. Now, this is where things start to, I guess, vary a little bit, and this is where some people could potentially have some disagreement as to, you know, attack and strength is going to take this amount of time, it's faster, it's slower, but a rough estimation I have from 1 to 30, you're basically going to do the waterfall quest. From 30 to 75, we're going to do a bit of slaying, and then from 75 to 99 some more, but then I have this little division because at early levels you are going to get less experience per hour, and at higher levels you are obviously going to hit higher, and that is going to give you even more experience per hour. At around 80, 85, 90, you are going to get, you know, 70, 80,000 experience per hour, and we have a total of 180 hours. This is actually exactly the same path as strength, and obviously that waterfall quest is going to give you those levels in both skills. So I guess this one is one of the simplest ones, but one that could potentially cause more disagreement. Next, we are going to look at Slayer, and honestly, this is the most controversial, I guess, skill in terms of XP per hour, time to get 99 and everything, but a rough estimation that I could potentially calculate is around 200 hours. If you do things that are in single combat, then obviously it's going to take longer, but if you do things in multi-combat and bursting and everything, even though you are already, you know, 99 magic, it is going to give you even more experience per hour, and a total of 200 hours for 99 Slayer doesn't actually seem too crazy, but I guess you guys can leave me a comment below. And finally, we are going to look at the skills that are actually 0 time. What do I mean by 0 time? These are things that you can actually train when doing other things, or, you know, in between, which are not really, I guess, feasible calculating experience per hour if you go for them. For example, you have defense, you're going to easily get 99 when bursting or chinning, and that is going to basically give you 99 defense passively if you train in defensive mode. Hit points, obviously you are training hit points with every single combat skill, so that is going to give you a very nice easy 99 if you have all of the combats at maximum level. And finally, farming and hunter. Whenever you do farming, you can take around 10 minutes every day in order to finish your tree runs, your fruit tree runs, your herbs, and you know, as well as hunter, which with the birdhouse runs, that is basically going to be 0 time. With all of the training you have, I'm pretty confident that you can get 99 hunter by the time you are already maxed and finish with all of the skills. So before we get into the final answer, which if you are good at math, you can actually add all of these up and there's your answer, but we are going to look at a very quick summary in order for us to complete this little speed run for a maxscape and old school RuneScape. For fletching, we are looking at 2 hours, 11 for prayer, 19 for cooking, 4 40 for smithing, a quick 16 for construction, as well as 30 and 33 and 30 for crafting and fire making respectively. Next to the very expensive herb lore at 30 hours, and then all of these hours are actually a little bit steeper. Fishing 155, agility 100, mining 147, woodcutting 88, magic 50, ring crafting at a painful 187, thieving 61 hours, ranged 26 hours, attack and strength both 180, and finally slayer at 200. And obviously defense, hit points, farming, and hunter are going to be 0 time. So drum rolls please, the fastest theoretical and my personal calculation time as to how fast one can max an old school RuneScape account is a grand total of 1,555 hours. I think my account took around 4,500 hours to max, but that's because I did all of the quests, all of the diaries. I took time to do the minigames for the skilling outfits, like even though it doesn't really take that long. It's the Rogue's Den, the fishing trawler, and all of these other extra things. I mean, I didn't really spend too much time doing random things. I just, did some bossing here and there. So I guess I took my sweet time with my account, but if you are looking to do this in your own time, it's potentially something that is going to be extremely difficult to achieve. But nothing I have in this video is impossible to do by a human. So I guess you could potentially look at this as a challenge and go like, oh, I'm going to beat that time, and then you can let me know and you can leave a comment down below. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this longer video than usual, and if you have any suggestions, any topics, make sure to leave them in a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching. In tomorrow's video, we are going to look at the top skill cape perks in the game. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. Have a great day, and I'll see you then.